Yeah, there we go. I think I got it going. Yeah, the way it works is you mentioned, oh, Robin Dobbins pulled together
Mm-hmm.
some stuff, and she's from Texas, so all of a sudden, little old band from Texas is stuck in my head, and
Oh,
so I had to play a little.
okay. That's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
That's
I
fair.
don't like. I mean, I don't make this stuff up, so
No.
it's just the way it goes. Um, so here we are again, Monday show,
Yeah.
right? And we is this the last show we're doing ahead, and then you and I will be caught up again when you get back
No.
to Italy?
We're doing two more.
Oh, that's right, next week.
Yeah, I was like, we're not even close to being done.
If I wish,
In 3 days, we're going to record two more Monday shows.
and I'm starting to wish
Mm-hmm.
that I had a regular job where I wake up, go to work, punch a clock,
And then leave it all behind.
yeah, and just come home.
Tumble out of bed and stumble to the kitchen.
Working 9 to 5. You know, I've never seen that movie until tonight. That's going to be my movie. Hang on.
Oh, okay. I'm
Is that
very
a good
curious
movie?
since you
Is that
haven't seen it. Oh, I love it. It's great.
All right, wait, let me 9.
And I think it holds up. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts. By the way, every time, and audience, I need your help with this because I know y'all are out there watching this Yellowstone.
Mhm.
Every time I watch an episode of Yellowstone, Lauren and I turn to each other and we're like, how is Vinny not watching this show?
I've seen episodes off and on because
Not good enough.
I know Serena is.
I'm not okay with that answer.
See, Serena watched the 1883, and then she went back and watched Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And then she tried to watch the new one, like
1923.
Yeah, can't she goes, no, it's not good. It's just not good.
It's not. I heard 1883 is amazing. And I'm gonna, as soon as we get caught up with the season 5 that we're doing now, here's how much I like it. We're paying for the episodes in season 5. I'm paying
Really?
for episodes.
Wait, well, how did we get them all free?
You can watch it. You can watch it through Peacock. But season 5 is split into 2 parts. And the first 8 episodes or whatever are only on Amazon Prime. So you got to pay the $3 an episode or whatever. And we're impatient. And to make it worse, we already bought Paramount Plus because we thought season 5 of Yellowstone was going to be on Paramount Plus because that's the network it's on. I'm so confused by these streamers. But so now we're like, fuck it, we'll keep it and then we'll watch 1883. I'm telling you, Vinny, commit to 9 to 5 and to Yellowstone.
So wait,
it's a fun ride.
So hang on, you've not seen 1883? Is that what I'm?
No, we're going to go back and start that.
Well, you know, I have seen that series, and it's very, very good.
Then why wouldn't you watch this Yellowstone?
I've seen episodes. Do you? All right, Anna, here's the deal.
I understand.
Hang on. Hey, no. Pay attention. Concentrate.
I'm engaged. I'm engaged in this conversation, sir.
Okay, hang in there. Hang in there, pumpkin. Oh, here's the problem.
That's when he can't remember my name.
Here's the problem. I work mostly at night. I prefer to work at night.
Right.
And as you know, whenever I do finish working, I like to indulge myself with movies such as last week I saw what?
Footloose.
And what else?
Oh, Roadhouse? No. What did you watch again?
Flashdance.
Flashdance. That's right.
I sent you and Lois some, I actually take video of the television while I'm watching the movies, and I send it to Anna and Lois, and go, look, ladies, I'm cool. I like watching movies I've liked before, and I watch other, like last night I watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
That's one I haven't seen all the way through.
Oh, I've seen it several times. I came to a realization that the cast in that movie was the Brat Pack before the 1980s Brat Pack came along.
Interesting. They were the 70s Brat Pack.
70s Brat. Of course, you have Jack Nicholson. You have Danny DeVito.
That's right. I forgot he's in that.
Christopher Lloyd. I could go on and on. Nurse Ratched. That's Louise, whatever her name is.
She's passed away, right?
She died. Yeah, I looked her up. She just died. She was 88 years old.
Good for her.
She just passed away. And one of the things I read, and I love this, she took an 11-year hiatus from acting while she raised her kids when they were young. She had a couple of kids out. She won an Oscar for that, by the way.
Yeah.
75. She was the Oscar winner. And then after that, took time off, raised her kids, and then went back to acting in like the 90s and had pretty much an illustrious career.
Yeah.
And by the way, very easy on the eyes. Very easy on the eyes, you know.
I imagine they had to uglify her for that movie, because I have seen clips of it.
No.
They had to make her, but they did less makeup. They had to make her more severe, more caustic, I think, in her look. Well, she is actually really naturally a beauty.
Call me crazy.
Okay. You thought she was hot in that movie. You're
no, she's a smoke show in that movie.
But I mean, energetically.
No, but
unless you're into that.
No.
Okay.
In the movie, she's not yelling and screaming at people. You see, people think Nurse Ratched was yelling and screaming at people and being. She was very composed and very pensive.
Oh yeah.
And there's a sexual tension, an underlying sexual tension between her and Jack Nicholson the entire time. Okay. And if you don't see that, you're misguided. There's this tension going on.
Right.
And she doesn't know what to do with it. You can tell. That's what makes this woman so good at what she did in this movie. There's this sexual tension is unspoken. It's just there.
Right.
And you look, you got to see it. You just got to see it to believe it.
I can't believe I haven't. I've seen so many scenes. I know the plot. Lauren's seen it a million times. It's one of those things that he'll watch when I'm not there. So anyway, you were saying why you will not watch Yellowstone.
It's not why I won't watch it. I've seen not 1, not 3, not 10. I've probably seen 15 or 20 episodes. Apparently, every time.
Well, that's not what you texted me the other day. So get your story straight, sir.
Every time I come in, somehow the British chick who's a smoke show, his daughter, is somehow beat up. She's got black eyes.
But they're all beat up. They all have black eyes throughout the entire, for 5 years.
They're always kicking some guy's ass down where they're breaking horses.
Yeah. Rip.
And they're always killing someone for walking on their land.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah. Every time I walk.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Vinny would love this show.
You crossed.
It's the ultimate Gran Torino show.
You crossed that river. You crossed the line.
That's my land. Grandson.
What's their names? What's
Dutton Ranch.
You're on Dutton land.
You're on Dutton Ranch. That's my land. Next time I'll shoot you. I keep my word.
That's why grandson. I'm in the middle of the river right now, because right in the middle of the river is any man's land.
That was Josh Hawley playing that guy.
Oh, you see, I'm actually
Josh Holloway. I know the scene you're talking about.
I'm making this up, and Anna is.
So there was a guy who was like, "I'm in the river. You can't come for me." He's like, "That's my land."
I'm making this up, and Anna said, "I can write this fucking thing." Okay, every time
But it's so fun with the horses and all the cowboy stuff, and the rodeo stuff is very fun too.
I love how he goes to a vegan convention in one of them, and then he ends up fucking the vegan. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah. Cool. Kevin Costner is the coolest guy in the world.
But honestly, this whole show was just like dudes.
Yeah,
it's a bunch of cool dudes.
All right, so the reason I liked 1883, you know why I like that one the best, right?
It had Miss Helen Mirren in it.
No, not in 1883.
Oh, that's 1923.
No, this is why. You want to hear why? Right here.
I hadn't seen it.
Beef stroganoff, beef bourguignon, Irish beef stew, beef brisket, Chateaubriand, sauerbraten, roast beef, Catalonian beef ragout, Mongolian beef, chicken fried steak, steak Diane, grilled steaks balsamico, hamburgers, sizzling beef, spicy braised beef, barbecued beef ribs, beef Wellington, pepper beef, beef jerky, beef with broccoli, beef burritos, beef fajitas, beef tacos. Do you see where I'm going with this?
By the way,
beef.
That is actual footage.
What's for dinner?
That's actual footage of Sam Elliott reading the recipe list for Meat Happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm eating beef taco.
I love when he says
it's just taco beef. There's no taco on the outside.
What's your favorite out of all the
Chateaubriand?
I knew you were going to say that.
Steak Diane.
Beef steak Diane is my favorite. I love that one because I've never even heard of that.
Chateaubriand.
when he says Chateaubriand, I come a little bit.
Beef brisket, Chateaubriand, sour
Chateau. He says Chateau.
beef.
Chateaubriand. I can listen to this guy. I can listen to him read the phone book.
Yeah, of course.
I swear to God, he's one of those guys, right? He is in 1883. You will love 1883.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it.
Yeah. So there you have it. That's why
Okay.
I haven't seen it all the way through, because when I get to watch one thing, not even every night, like every, as you know, fourth or fifth night, I will turn on my big screen TV and watch an old movie. And I watched My Cousin Vinny the other night.
Yeah.
Completely holds up.
Yeah.
Completely holds up. Very funny.
We're going to answer some questions today.
Let's do it.
This is a big one. Let's start with the big one.
All right, go on.
Ken, I think it was Ken Lazansky, but I'm not sure. Ken asks, how do I convince family to at least try NSNG before going into meds for diabetics?
Okay, Ken.
This is a big question.
I would have to say I get this question 75% of the time during the phone calls, because the phone calls, these people are already in, it's already working for them. A lot of times they have gone off of meds, they've lost weight. Most of the time, a lot of people are just tightening up, or they're missing something, or something goes off kilter,
Right.
or they just want to do it even better. Right. That's the phone calls. And towards the end, how do I get my fill in the blank? Wife, my husband, my kids, my significant other. How do I get them on board? And the answer is not by proselytizing. It will not work. No one wants to hear you up their ass about food. No one.
Right.
You know, just like we get mad when vegans go, you guys are killing the planet and everything, and sentient being. You don't want to hear it, right? That's the way they hear you. When you're there going, all you have to do is this, and they're not ready to commit. It's trying to get someone to, you know, they say it with alcoholics all the time. And notice I'm always talking about alcoholics, because this, you know, food is an addiction.
Right.
And, you know, an alcoholic, you can sit down and do, what do they call those things when they bring all your friends in the room and they do
Intervention.
You could do an intervention. You could go to the Betty Ford Clinic. You could go to any of those clinics in Malibu where you pay $50,000. Nothing
Promises.
will get an alcoholic to stop drinking. Nothing. The alcoholic has to make a decision to stop drinking and then work their asses off for the rest of their life to not go back to that drug. That's how it works. 12-step programs are very helpful for that. You're not just falling without a net. You could go there. There are other people who are dealing with what you're dealing with, right? But if you're that person in your house, the alcoholic that got clean, so to speak, and now you're trying to tell the other alcoholics, hey, listen, this is what works. If they're not ready to listen, there is no words that can come out of your mouth that will help them at all. So, to answer the question, what's the guy's name, Anna?
Ken.
Ken, to answer your question, the best thing you can do is speak softly and carry a big mirror.
Yeah.
And what that mirror is your image. If you're always saying, I told you so, or you should try, or you should do this, not going to work. But if your significant other, your husband, your wife, your kids, whatever it is, if they see you making, you know, oh my God, he's come off of how many drugs now? You know, a lot of stuff in life is caught. Not very much of it is taught. Ooh, wow, Anna. Wow. I got to write that down. I got to turn that into an Instagram. I got to turn it into an Instagram. Hang on. Instagram.
While you do that, I'm going to speak to this as well, because I had a friend call me a few days ago, and he was calling about a mutual friend of ours, and we love this friend very much.
Okay.
And he's a big guy, real big guy. He's got a lot of weight on him, and he loves food. He just loves food. It gives him He knows all about food. He's a foodie. He works in the business. He's just a delightful human. We love this guy. So apparently my mutual friend who called me said that he was out with our mutual friend's wife having a, quick get together business thing because they met through business. And she confessed that our mutual friend, the one who loves the food, who's a heavy guy, is in really bad shape. He's ignoring his A1Cs.
Is this the one you and I have talked about off the air before?
No, this is a totally new person that you do not know.
Okay.
Is ignoring his A1Cs and his blood sugar, is ignoring anything that the doctor is saying, and hasn't been intimate with his wife in a very long time. All the classic signs of being metabolically broken that like feels like, oh my God, if we don't intervene and say something, what's going to happen to our friend? We're worried about our friend. He could lose his relationship. He could have a heart attack. He could have hypertension. He could have you know what I mean? He's ignoring his blood sugar, which is through the roof. He's ignoring his A1Cs. He doesn't want to deal with it. He wants to take his comfort in the foods. And the hardest part about it is I'm talking to my friend and I'm like, I know, I really want to intervene, but guess what? We can't. If you felt like saying something in the most gentle, loving way, you can try it. But until he is ready, it's not that you can't have the conversation or try to broach it, but just know that once you've said your piece, I'm worried about your health. And obviously get permission from his wife to say anything, like, because she was confiding, you know what I mean? And here I am talking about a podcast. Nobody knows who I'm talking about. And he doesn't listen to this podcast. So the fact of the matter is once you've said your piece in a loving, kind way, I don't know that there's much that you can do until the person really wants to make the change, like you said.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Does the person with the problem, the husband,
mm-hmm.
does he know that intellectually, does he know that he can change all of this by cutting out?
I don't know. I've never had that level of conversation with him.
Or her? I mean, can you ask her? Because here's the deal.
I will ask my mutual friend to ask them. He's the one that's really close with them. So he was asking for advice about like, can we do an intervention? Can we do, and I don't blame him. He loves his friend and he wants his friend to be better.
Intervention is not going to work, but here's what will work. If you know for a fact that that guy knows how he can reverse this, that's all that can be done. Once he knows that.
Okay. Then it becomes a choice instead of a.
Right. You would be shocked at the number of people that tell me that before they had heard of Atkins or they had heard of keto and they've heard of, and somehow, a friend gave them the PDF, the NSNG ebook or something. Then they'll get on the phone and go, I didn't know this. I was eating, the standard American diet because that's what my doctor told me to do. And every time my blood sugar went up, they gave me more metformin and more Ozempic and more and more and more. And they told me to eat more fiber and more fruit and more vegetables. No one told me this. Now, there are those people out there, and that's the majority of the people. Anyone listening to this podcast will go, oh, that's absurd. No, guess what, folks? If you're listening, you used to be that person too. These are real things, right? A lot of people don't know. Once that guy knows,
sure,
that's all you can do. Because
I don't know if it's explicitly been stated to him, and I'll mention this to our mutual friend because I think that's a really good point, because it's the same thing of like, if you smoke cigarettes and you know that it causes lung cancer and whatnot, then every time you smoke a cigarette, you are actively choosing. So then it's a choice, not something that's just an unconscious habit. You're choosing that. And that's accepting responsibility for your behavior.
Right.
Which is.
Look, I knew as a kid, before any cigarette ads ever came out, I knew as a kid intuitively, this cannot be healthy for you. Even though, and I know folks, you might go, oh, come on, Vin, you're being facetious. When I was a kid, so many adults smoked. You could not find, one of the things they would have on every television program, not just movies, television, people were smoking on television because it was a crutch for actors to have something to do while they weren't speaking, right? Actors have to do things when they're not talking. They have to make busy work, right?
By the way, in Yellowstone, there's a lot of speeches and then a lot of the actors just having to listen. And I know that pain where you're like, you're just actively listening. You don't do anything. It feels excruciating in the moment.
Yeah.
So that makes sense that they would be like, here, you can smoke a cigarette because that'll give you something to do.
Lighting it up, all the fumbling with the cigarette and the Zippo and the clink, clink, you would hear all this stuff. That was a real thing in television. And, when I was a kid, every grown up, my parents never smoked, but it seemed like everyone around smoked, right? But somehow I knew this was not healthy, right?
Right.
You intuitively know some things, but when it comes to food, when you have a government and the World Health Organization and everyone else telling you, eat more, here's your pyramid, look what's on the bottom. You can have all of this. You won't get fat if you don't eat fat. All of this rhetoric that we've been hearing, all of this mind-numbing crap we've been hearing for 50 years. Some people don't know that. Because when I was a kid, folks, cigarette ads used to say, most doctors recommend Cool because it's nicer on your throat. It's got a menthol to it. Most doctors smoke Torrington because Torrington is the best. Doctors, they had doctors giving, on
just
television.
like they had dentists recommending gum. There you go.
Well, Dentyne got that from the cigarette. The cigarette ads did that back in the 60s. I could find 20 ads that I can run on this podcast right now where it was like, doctors recommend that, smoke Torrington because somehow you'll be healthier. I've had women.
Well, now they're saying doctors recommend heart healthy grains. So eat Cheerios.
Oh, look,
same thing.
We're not any different now because doctors used to tell women, you want to lose 5, because women used to only have 5 or 10 pounds to lose. Mm-hmm. You want to lose 5 or 10 pounds, you can start smoking. It will cut your appetite.
Well,
now
listen,
telling them
that probably actually worked. Yes.
It did work because now you're smoking. Now you have emphysema and you have other problems. But hey, you lost weight. It's the same thing with Ozempic that we're seeing now, right? Doctors are going, oh, you want to lose 5 or 10 pounds? Take Ozempic. Now, you can have these other things happen to you. Let's see. I think I'll put that Instagram out. I'm going to play it for the show here. Hang on. Let me plug this in.
I knew this was going to be a big question because everybody is surrounded with people that they want to help, and it's really hard. And while you plug that in, I'm going to just say this. My mom was a sugar addict and she had celiac like me. She thought what we were doing here was kind of crazy. She was a big fan of just reducing your portions. And that's how she was never a big woman. She was always very small. Right. So when she gained weight, it was maybe an extra 15 pounds and then she would drop it really quickly. And part of that, I think, too, was the celiac. You know what I mean? We both had that same reaction of like food just went through us. But then she started to put on weight once she was diagnosed, and she thought this was all crazy, but she was a sugar addict. She ate you guys, it was mind blowing how much sugar. She would get the Trader Joe's meringue cookies that are literally just egg white and sugar. And she would eat a tub of that for a meal. She would eat Red Hots, Necco wafers, like the caramel candy, like Tootsie Rolls, she could eat a bag of Tootsie Pops. Like she was never big. And she never had diabetes. She never ran high blood sugars or anything. So she was but was she strong? No. Were her organs ready when she went in for a heart valve replacement? No. Was she able to survive the MRSA infection that she wound up getting? No. She had systemic organ failure and she passed away. And it was really hard for me. The part of my healing journey was to figure out what could I have done better as a daughter who works in this space, but who has a tricky relationship with her mother, who has her own set of beliefs.
Right.
Well, how do you make it better? And it's like, I had to forgive myself for doing the best I could.
You're right, Anna, because you couldn't do anything else. And I remember you asked me what can I tell my mom? It's like, nothing. Not, you can't,
No, she thought it was crazy. Eat more fat. Well, that'll make you fat. Yeah. And then, and it was so funny because shortly before, I think it was like 3 weeks before she went to the hospital for the heart valve, she had had kidney failure. And she called me after she got out of the hospital. She was one of those too, who wouldn't tell me what's going on. And I had to have my aunt call me and say, you need to get on a plane. Your mom is dying. Like she's minutes away. And luckily I made it in time, but it was just so crazy. So she was like, well, you know, cause she was a sugar addict and she was a Diet Coke addict. And she basically I actually ordered the autopsy on her, which by the way, is a really dark thing to do. I know that, but
right.
I had to make sure that the hospital, I mean, it's a MRSA infection. So to some extent, the hospital was at fault. However, you know what I mean? What are you going to do about it? Nothing. So it's like, but I ordered the autopsy so I would have the record of it. And it was just so interesting to see how basically systemically her organs had completely broken down. And if I had intervened at an earlier time, maybe I could have made that better. She was only 71. I think that's way too young to pass away. But she also was that type. And the reason why I'm divulging all of this is I hope that people will recognize my struggle in their struggle. And I feel like everybody knows people like my friend who's having problems. He can't be intimate with his wife. All he wants to do is eat the pasta and the pizza, and he's Italian. He just wants to do that. And people like my mom, when she was 65, she looked 75. When she was 71, she looked 81. She just always looked older. And the irony being, I have her skin. People are always like, you have your mom's pale skin. I was like, I do, but she just looked older because she ate sugar. And when people are always like, what do you eat? How do you do your skin? I was like, NSNG is my skincare.
Yeah.
Cut out sugar. I promise you it'll help your skin as best it can. So anyway, I just want to say that because it is really hard. And when you lose people, you're then like, oh God, should I have spoken up and said more? And I had to go through that process of forgiving myself for not speaking up and saying more, because when I did, she shut it down toot sweet. Like it was like, boom, I'm not doing that. You're nuts. And I was like, okay, I have to respect your boundaries.
No, look, Anna, there was nothing else you could have done. Bottom line, there was nothing else. You did everything you could do, which was nothing. Same with this guy, your friend's friend. We were just talking about the Ozempic thing. This is something I ran on my Instagram just the other day. Let's play this. Doctors are now prescribing Ozempic for weight loss, not just for adults, but for kids. There are tons of side effects, but here's some of the serious side effects. You have gallbladder disease, kidney problems, swelling of the pancreas, and thyroid cancer. Folks, doctors take a vow to first do no harm. Does this sound right to you? Stay motivated.
Also, the perpetual projectile vomiting.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, wait, what?
Anna,
that there, that alone, the risk of.
Let's do this.
Okay.
We're going to take a quick break. You're going to do Villa Capelli. I need to go close. I don't know if you can see the sunlight is now coming through.
The sunlight's blaring in. What is happening? We can't have that. You have to be a bat in a cave.
Yeah, I got it. You see, I look better.
Close off the veal cage.
Yeah.
Let's just make it happen.
Tell them about the olive oil.
Okay, Villa Capelli olive oil, which by the way, if you're going to make some veal, you should make it in Villa Capelli olive oil. Villa Capelli is the best olive oil. I love watching Vinnie walk around in this thing. Villa Capelli olive oil is the best olive oil on the planet. It is 100% real extra virgin olive oil, cold pressed from the first press, which is exactly the definition of extra virgin olive oil. And they have some 750 milliliter tins, and they also will have the 3-liter tins back in soon. So make sure you enter your email address because you will be notified once it's back in stock. And by the way, if you put your email address in and you're notified that it's back in stock, I highly suggest you jump on it and get it because it does sell quickly. Use the discount code Vinnie, VINNIE. You'll get 10% off your order each and every time. We need to have Steven on again. He is organizing 1,000 gallons of olive oil for me for the dressings. We're hoping that it works. If it doesn't work, I'm going to be tasked with finding a different olive oil, and I do not want to do that because Villa Capelli is the best.
Yeah.
You guys will agree with me especially if you've never had real olive oil, or you think you have, and then you taste Villa Capelli, you're like, holy crap, that's got amazing flavor, and it comes to life when you saute vegetables or meats in it. So get your Villa Capelli, discount code Vinnie, VINNIE, get 10% off your order and enjoy.
There you have it. Anna, you want to go into a few questions?
I do. I hope that was helpful, Ken. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to ask this question from Don. However, I feel like we just talked about this a few episodes ago. So let me just ask this. Maybe we'll do a quick recap. We'll do a lightning round here. Could Vinny give some info on the downside of unsweetened flavored seltzer water? I think the problem is with the natural flavors. Still, any additional info would be great. I feel like we just touched on that.
We just did that for
okay. Go back and listen. It might not have aired yet, and that's why
what's
he
the guy's
asked it.
name?
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah, go back like literally 2, maybe 3 episodes back from this, and we cover that.
This one's loaded. Laura asks, I am looking to start NSNG. I'm a 50-year-old female. Me too, basically. I'm a 50-year-old female who had always been fit and healthy until the last 3 years. I'm now 50 pounds overweight, high blood pressure, and have diverticulosis, precursor to diverticulitis. I've done keto briefly before, and constipation was a big problem for me. I have always had slow digestion since I was a kid. I must have fiber in each meal to stave off this possible diverticulitis. Any suggestions for NSNG fiber besides broccoli and artichokes? I like those, but need more fiber variety. Thank you in advance.
I can't give any advice on diverticulitis or diverticulosis or how much fiber you might need. But the one thing I can give advice on is when people start eating this way, low carb, NSNG, whatever you want to call it, they could have a couple of bouts of
constipation or diarrhea.
Constipation or diarrhea. Usually it's constipation from what I can tell. And they'll go, oh, look, I have no fiber. I need more fiber. Folks, once your intestines figure out what's going on, you will have the most consistent bowel movements. You'll be able to time it like a clock. You won't have constipation. You won't have diarrhea. Your body comes together like you can never imagine. Period.
You could also explore digestive enzymes, because switching over, you might need some additional enzymatic support, because sometimes your gut's trashed. If you put on 50 pounds in the past 3 years and your motility is slow, I guarantee you, if she went to the doctor and did the stool test, it would have gut dysbiosis.
Okay, possible, but you say I can't comment.
Just saying.
On that. But what I can comment on is the constipation. When you start doing this, extra water.
Yes. A
lot of extra water, extra salt in your food, magnesium at night and in the morning, twice a day. The more magnesium, the better. And never go away from magnesium, by the way. Always take magnesium.
I take it every day. And
you will notice it clearing up pretty quickly. And you will notice that everything, I've had people tell me, oh, I have diverticulitis, all of it may go away. So I wouldn't sit there and start figuring out 20 different fibers you can take.
No. Oh God. In fact, that's going to exacerbate. When she said that, I was like, that's going to exacerbate it. Coming from somebody who does not have diverticulitis, but I have 2 autoimmune diseases of the gut. Okay. So there's 2 places in that canal where my immune system likes to attack. Do not take like a psyllium husk or something like that. That's all I'm going to say. Just don't take psyllium husk. Yeah. And I agree with you. If you stay the course, you will start to become more regular. And if you have a flare up, generally so I always say NSNG is a great foundation. Get the foundation established, build the foundation of the house first. And then you can start to build onto it and go, okay, you know what? I'm doing NSNG. I've been doing it for a little while now. I've had some success. Now I know that I can start to troubleshoot different things. Like, for example, somebody might not be able to have dairy. Somebody maybe the nuts exacerbate the diverticulitis. Maybe you don't, maybe it's all great and you just need to do something else, but just start with NSNG first.
Right.
And go from there.
Yeah.
But she wants to start it, but she's afraid and she doesn't want to be, and I get it. You don't want to be uncomfortable because constipation's uncomfortable. Diarrhea is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But also too, you're generally healing a lot of damage.
Yeah.
To the gut. You just are. And then if you're in perimenopause or menopause at age 50, there's stuff going on.
Yeah.
So
there's
just be
a lot
patient.
happening.
Be patient, be loving with yourself. And I think honestly, starting NSNG is probably one of the most loving things you can do to yourself.
Yeah. And
honestly.
I don't look at it as a loving thing, but it's become that.
I do.
Kumbaya, my Lord.
I'm not even trying to be kumbaya. I'm trying to be like, you know.
Kumbaya, my Lord.
Okay, go ahead and play the song.
Kumbaya.
You told me you never sing.
Kumbaya. Do you know what kumbaya means?
It means something in an African language. I know that much.
I figured it out back when I was in Catholic school. I was like, what is kumbaya? And the nun said it means, here I am, my Lord. But I thought about it and I was like, nah, that can't be it. So I really thought about it. I was like, I think it means whoop-de-fuck. And when you put that in place in the song, it works. Whoop-de-fuck, my Lord. Whoop-de-fuck.
That's good.
Whoop-de-fuck, my Lord. Whoop-de-fuck.
Whoop-de motherfuck fuck.
See, it works.
It does.
It works.
Kumbaya, Come By Here is an African-American spiritual song of disputed origin, but known to be sung in the Gula culture of the islands off South Carolina and Georgia with ties to enslaved West Africans. There you go.
There you have it.
There you have it. Come by here, my Lord.
My
Come
Lord.
by here.
Come by here.
Get me out of this humidity.
You know what? Wait. Ya is a big Louisiana thing. People will say, come ya.
Come here.
Come here. Come ya.
Yeah. There you go.
So maybe
it.
they were saying, kumbaya, come by here. Kumbaya. There you have it, folks. Anna and I have just figured it all out.
We are linguistic experts.
This is the last show we'll ever do. We just figured out everything.
We figured it out.
Yeah. Us. Yeah.
Hold on.
So you're telling me
Robin Dobbin sent me something.
The nuns lied to me because they said it means here I am, my Lord. And you're saying it wasn't that. It was like,
come by here.
You see those damn nuns, man. You can't trust them.
They never cease to disappoint you.
Yeah. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Why can't I find Robin Dobbin sent me something. Did she send it to me over? Lord.
Time just passing by.
I can't. Did she unsend it?
Find something else.
Hold on.
I don't have time for this.
Where did you send me that picture of all the questions? Question mark. I can't find it.
Oh God. We're producing like that now. We have fans producing the show.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
She did so much work. I don't want to miss her question. Oh, wait, let me just go into Facebook because I bet she tagged me.
That's got to be it. Folks, while Anna's doing that, I'll tell you guys that over at nsngfoods.com, we have UltraFat on sale right now for the month of March 2023. UltraFat is 20% off. Put in promo code Vinnie, VINNIE. Look, you guys, you notice we did a discount at PVC, PureVitaminClub.com last month. And I said on the last day of the month, that will end. And notice it ends. This will not be ongoing. Do it now before you forget. Right now, NSNG Foods, UltraFat, 20% off, promo code Vinnie. Even if you set up a new subscription, if you put in that promo code, the first time your stuff shows up, there will be a 20% discount. And then after that, if it's a subscription, it will revert down to the low subscription price, which is not 20%. It's maybe 10 or 15%. But at least you'll get that 20% off the first time. Even if you don't get a subscription, get all you need. People like Terry Lazarou is going to be there buying up boxes.
These are just two of the packets that I got.
Yeah, Anna's got 2 packets right there. She didn't get, did you get those 20% off, Anna?
Yes. And they arrived really quickly. I got them in like 3 days.
That's the way we roll, baby. You get it quickly and you get a 20% off. Promo code Vinnie.
I'm going to have a vanilla almond one today.
You
say that promo code again. I was being loud.
Promo code Vinnie, VINNIE, no wimpy Y.
I have two snacks today that I'm excited to on the air. Remember how I told you about the casting director of Footloose is my friend?
Mm-hmm.
Marcy Learoff. She just commented on my air fryer post.
Can you introduce me to her? Because I want to ask her about what it was like casting Laurie Singer. I mean, I don't care.
No, I'm not. No. No, because you're going to be, remember the Chris Farley show when he would interview celebrities on SNL and he's like, hey, you remember that time you on the Terminator? I
would be like that.
That was awesome. Like, that's going to be you. I'm like, no, I'm not introducing you.
Laurie Singer was like really hot, right?
Remember, it was always, she's pretty, right?
Yeah. How does she smell? I just want to know, how does she smell?
Look at my ultra fat, you guys. I'm doing vanilla almond with coconut. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to find this thing. Robin Dobbins tagged me in a post, but God forbid Facebook tell me anything.
So we don't have it, is what you're saying. You can't find it.
No, here it is. I found it. Nope, didn't find it. Hold on, groups. Let me look under your group.
I don't get what Facebook does. Look, let me explain.
I just don't understand. She goes, I tagged you in the post, and now I can't find anything. I haven't been tagged in that many things in the hours since she's tagged me in the post. I am so pissed off with everything Facebook because Facebook owns Instagram, and I noticed that my Instagram stopped growing again, so I looked into it. For every person that comes on, that like I might get 100, 200, 300 people to sign up a day, like that comes on my Instagram. They take that number away. So for the number of people that sign up every day, they take exactly that number away. It's amazing. Facebook tries to control people like me, left, right, and center, and they do it with their Instagram. They do it everywhere. And if anyone thinks I'm lying, the next time you run into me in public, I will show you the back end of my Instagram, and you will be shocked. The fact that on some days, if I get 500 new people in, they will take 500 people away. It never changes. Every single day. That's so crazy.
I could get Megan on here. Let's see if I can get Megan to get on the phone. Hang on.
No, let's ask questions. Stop. We don't have enough time.
All right. Well, do you have questions? I'm vamping over here.
I do.
Right. Oh, no, stop. We have questions. You haven't had questions for 10 minutes. I did an ad. I vamped. I was about to, you know what I was getting ready to do?
What?
I was getting ready to do this again.
Rayon, sauerbraten, roast beef.
Are you ready?
Catalonian beef ragu.
Okay, are you ready?
Victoria Sway says, 3.5 years ago, I lost 35 pounds and have kept it off, but I would like to lose 15 more and I'm stuck. Any help is appreciated. Can I start? Book a consult with Vinnie.
Yeah. Look, Jen Mendyka was having trouble. She had lost 70 pounds and she still has a lot to lose, and all the boom, got on the phone, fixed it, boom, done.
And by the way, I love Victoria. I see her around the groups, but book a consult.
Yeah.
And he'll dial it in with you.
Usually someone like you that knows all the ins and outs, you don't need an hour. You need about 30 minutes, book a half an hour, and I will get you on your way. Now, I'm sorry. That's just the way it works.
Kelly Potiti. She's petite. Kelly Potiti says, I see so many people covering their meals with cheese or including heavy whipping cream in each meal to add fat to their daily intake. How much dairy is too much per day? And what would you suggest they use instead to get enough fat?
Usually, you don't need as much dairy. I think people are only showing those meals that, like these special meals that, oh, look, we just made this special, that. Every meal is not like that. So it's it's kind of a misrepresentation because everybody's showing you their fancy meal.
True.
Right.
And they're decadent meals. Yeah.
Right.
The dairy is generally a pretty decadent thing.
And if you're eating enough meat, if you're getting enough, you're eating eggs, meat, you're eating pork, you're having an ultra fat here and there, you're having a little.
My meal is this. I have 75-25 beef with taco seasoning and an ultra fat. That's my lunch.
And do not squirt that ultra fat on that meat. That will not taste good, Anna.
That's the boss of me.
And look, you have coconut oil. I talk about drinking Villa Capelli. That's how you get your extra fat. You don't have to sit there and keep dousing everything. As a matter of fact, sometimes when people stop losing weight, one of the biggest problems is too much dairy.
They're overusing dairy.
And they'll go, wait, you said I'm going to have dairy. Yeah, I didn't say you could fucking stuff yourself around the clock with.
But hold on, Vinny. What if I really want to?
But you said dairy. You said dairy.
I know you said that now I can't have dairy, but I really want to have dairy. So how about now?
Can I have it now? Want dairy?
By the way, I'm putting out a series of, I was just going to do a quick video like you do your Instagrams, because people are asking me about dairy-free recipes. And by the way, in those recipes, you have to add fat because you want to get full, right? And so I wrote Eat Happy 2 right when the doctor told me not to have dairy anymore. So it's about 85% dairy-free or can be made dairy-free in 164 recipes. There's a lot of recipes in there. Right. And I started to do I was just going to do one video. I was like, here's a couple of my favorite dairy-free recipes. But then I wrote them all out. And I was like, oh, there's like over 100 recipes. So I broke it into, so Megan's cutting that together, like editing them together. Right. So that's going to be a series on my Instagram. Like, just because sometimes you just need to see like pictures of recipes and you're like, oh, great, I can make that. And get your fat. And then you're not overdoing the dairy. So
good.
Final question. Because this one might be a little longer. Jennifer Asby Whiteside says, I'm 52. What are the arm exercises I can start at home with a few dumbbells? How do I know what weight I should start with? How many reps? I need it spelled out for me. Thanks.
The best way for me to spell it out is to do this.
Sauerbraten, roast beef, Catalonian beef ragu, Mongolian beef, chicken fried steak, steak Diane.
Does that explain it?
Yeah, I'm going to take a Chateaubriand and lift weights with it.
Okay.
And then eat it.
Here's the thing. I don't know who you are or what kind of shape you're in. I can't assess you without knowing you. I've trained people for 40 years. Anybody on the internet who says they can look at you and tell you what you need to do is wrong. Now, I can recommend some exercises. If you want to train your arms, what do you have there? Oh,
this is the last time that this is probably 2-3 months ago. You went through a whole push, pull, and legs thing, and I wrote it down. So that means this exists.
Yeah. But here's the thing. You want to work your arms. I can sit here and say, do some curls and do some triceps, but that's bullshit. The best way to work your arms is in a compound fashion. So, push-ups. Oh, man, I can't do a push-up. Do them from
your girl push-up.
I can't do them from my knees. Well, do them from an angle, from a counter or whatever, wherever you can get in a position, because that's going to work the back of your arms, your triceps. Triceps means, you have triceps, you have biceps. So 3/5 of your arm are triceps of the upper arm. By doing one motion, by doing push-ups, we'll get that done. Do them to failure. For you, failure might be 3, it might be 10. When you get to failure, take a break, go to failure again. You've done all you could do that day. Do not do it the next day. Okay. But the day after that, you could try again. Curls, I would tell you, you can take some hand weights or whatever and curl them up and down, but you need enough weight to where when you get to 10, 12, or 15 at the most, you're getting to that failure mark, and not by herky-jerky. You got to keep them slow and steady. So you need enough weight to where when you get to 12 to 15 reps, you could do that. Or you could do a compound movement. If you can't do a pull-up, but you have a pull-up bar at your house, you could do an arm flex hang. And the way an arm flex hang works is you hold yourself at the top of the bar, right? And then you let yourself down slow. Anna.
Or in my case, you just do that.
Anna, what if I go show... What if I just angle my camera and show
you should do that. And while you do that, let me say how, as somebody new to lifting weights, I was shocked at how slow you wanted the motion to go.
Well,
I can't stress that enough to people, because I think we're always like, like we want to just power through it. And you're like, no,
nice and slow.
I'm going to count up 4 counts or whatever.
I'm going to go show it. I'm going to have to go move my camera We're
Okay.
producing on the fly. So you do, I won't be able to hear you at all, Anna.
Okay. I'm going to narrate what he's
All right.
doing.
All right.
It's a good thing I'm a sports announcer.
Yeah, you are. You're like Brent Musburg.
I am. I'm Chris Collinsworth. Come on. I'm more color than anything. Okay. Vinny is walking. Yeah, he's turning the camera towards his, there's his pull-up bar. Oh, good. I think he wants to show off and do pull-ups for all of us, and I'm here for it. I cannot wait.
Hey, Anna, if you can see me, give me a thumbs up. All right.
We can hear you too, but he can't hear me say that. Okay, so he's going on to his. Wait. Okay, well, maybe we can see the reflection of him. We can't really see you, Vin. Oh, he's doing an arm hang. You can see the back of him. Look at it. Look at how he does that. Yes. Okay. So what he just did was he got up and hung from the bar for about 5 seconds. And then he took about 8 seconds to slowly lower himself down. Now he's getting up and he's doing it again. So he is basically suspending himself with his arms bent and his chin in line with the bar. And then he is descending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Great. Here he comes back again. You better fix that camera, sir. That was really impressive. He's getting situated. Here he comes. He has a shirt on called Bookish, which I think is a fair and accurate representation of who he is as a person. Bookish.
So
it didn't show the bar straight on, but it showed you the reflection of the bar. So I was able to narrate how you basically put your chin in line with the bar.
Right.
Held it for a few seconds, and then you dropped between 6 and 8 seconds. It took you to descend.
Right. And I couldn't take that camera and get it straight on. I just angled it.
But I could see the reflection, so we could see your back.
Yeah.
And it was a nice view.
Yeah. Right. Did you see my buttocks? Right.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I took a gander at your buttocks.
Yeah. My 60-year-old ass. Yeah.
Well, listen, we just answered, was that last week where we told Jason how to get from Hank Hill to Kardashian buttocks?
Yeah, he can stop somewhere in the Vinnie Tortorich neighborhood of asses. I
think that's a good
in between Hank Hill and Kardashian. Yeah. Stop right at Italian. Don't go
from McDonald's cheeseburger buns to a more like a Big Mac situation.
That was my porn name back in the day, Big Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they called me.
So you're talking about doing push, pull.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Jen, also you could book a consult with Vinny. I'm hoping that Vinny will film his workout exercises soon and be posting those behind a paywall. I gotta say too that you started me back when you trained me with 10-pound weights. And now we have a wide variety of weights, but those 10-pound weights, when I'm just doing free weights and wanting to knock some stuff out, I can get to failure.
Really?
Yeah. Especially if I'm doing things like, what is it? Is this just a shoulder raise? Like out to the side or anything like, or lifting that kind of stuff, shoulder stuff. I like it.
Well,
and push-ups are always great to failure.
Oh, geez. I didn't mean to do that.
You did it.
I did it. So
that's why you had an absolute blank look on your face.
Well, Anna, my friend Matt, who I'm helping in the gym now because I like helping people for free. He works out harder than any human being I know.
Yeah.
But he would get with he would have like 30 pounds in his hands and he was like, doing this, trying to get Matt, here's some tens. He was like, are you, but I said, Matt, here are the tens. I want you to follow me.
And like actually lift them.
I want you to lift and hold it out and get them up, contract those muscles, hold it. Now, of course, after we did a couple of sets, I let him move on to the 15s. But he was like, he came in, he wrote to me that night. He was like, oh my God, I'm sore already. And this is a guy who goes in and flips him around, never misses a day in the gym, works his ass off.
That's the same with Lauren. I'm always like, Lauren, slow down.
Slow down. You're doing fine. You know the song.
Yeah, that was it. That was definitely the right words.
Yeah. Why? What are you thinking?
Slow down, you move too fast.
No, that's a different song.
Oh. You just sang "Slow Down, You're Doing Fine."
Right, right, right. That's the song too. I'm gonna find it.
But you're saying it to the tune of "Feeling Groovy," or what is that song?
Yeah. You were doing "Feeling Groovy."
Feeling Sloozy. Why have we not called your nut butters slut butters?
I don't know.
Because you get canceled? I'm going to officially call them slut butters.
Why?
Because first of all, I like to say the word slut. And I like these nut butters. It's a compliment. Can I talk about Eat Happy Kitchen for a second?
Yeah.
We have a spicy red sauce. We have a regular red sauce. We have a pink crema sauce, which, by the way, if you taste the pink crema, Vinny, and I know you have, you can probably speak to this. I did not overwhelm it with a lot of Parmesan and heavy cream. I wanted just enough to tone down the acid of the tomato. We still have maybe 1 or 2 twin packs of the pumpkin left, which I love to pour into chilies, curries, and whatnot. And then, of course, the puttanesca, which I call the tomato stew. It's got the olive, the caper, the onion, the red pepper flake, the oregano added to it, and it's very hearty. And that goes fabulous with red meat, with chicken, with salmon, the salmon puttanesca being the recipe in the second book that sauce is based on. We still have the dill in stock, and we are right now, maybe it might even be back in stock. The barbecue and the taco and the dill are all being made. We are going to be raising our prices, Vinny. Have you had to cross that bridge yet?
Yeah, we did. We needed to do it a year before we did it.
Yeah, but I've been putting it off for a long time.
We raised everything by X percent, but it was like about $1 per bottle of stuff.
I think that's what it's going to wind up being.
And it needed to be double that because what people have to realize is we're making high-end vitamins. Like the people doing the kind of vitamins we're doing are literally charging probably 40 or 50% more than we are. My deal is make the best product at the cheapest possible price.
Right.
But it was at the point where we were losing money. And
we're definitely losing money in sauces.
Yeah.
So I need to raise it like $1. And I hate to have to do that. I hate it.
But
I hate it so much, you guys. I know. But we don't have a business if we don't do it.
Yeah.
And I'm just running a charity.
Yeah. It's not,
Which nothing wrong with running a charity, but I'm not going to have a tomato sauce charity, you guys. That's not going to be my charity of choice.
Not a bad idea.
That's so Italian. We have gravy for the greater good. That's my charity.
We take care of everybody.
We take care of everybody. Everybody come over for Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
What about the rest of the week? We don't care. Get the fuck out.
Folks, go check out everything Anna Vocino's doing. Please do. Just go to annavocino.com or Eat Happy Kitchen. Either way, one, you're going to get free recipes. The other place, you're going to get the best tasting stuff you will ever taste, ever, anywhere in the history of tasting. So go check all that out. I told you guys about the NSNG Foods discount. Go do that before the end of this month. You go to VinnieTortorich.com before you go to Amazon. People tell me on the phone calls, go, oh, I do it about 50% of the time. If you guys did it 100% of the time, I wouldn't have to beg so much. So please go do that. Because that's how we keep this show free for all these years running. We have the PDF. If you guys want to go check that out, it's at VinnieTortorich.com.
Can I interrupt and make a plea here? If you guys are new to the podcast and it's keeping you on track and it's helping you lose weight, will you please go to iTunes or Stitcher or whatever the podcast app is that you're listening and write a review? Because fresh reviews make the podcast come up in other people's searches.
Right. Yeah. And now there's so many podcasts out there. So, it really matters that we do all that kind of stuff. And when we first started, I think there was 175,000 podcasts in the world. Now there's like 2.9 million or something. So the audience has become more and more fragmented. So let them know that we're out there.